Hi everyone, comic reviewer here. This time reviewing on Matilda the Musical. Now, as you know, Matilda the Musical, or as it's known as Roald Dahl's Matilda the Musical, is a 2022 musical fantasy comedy drama film which was meant to be based on the 1988 novel Matilda by Roald Dahl and was meant to be based on the popular Matilda musical. And I think after sitting down to watch it, I kind of see the film as trying to be like Matilda, but taking a little bit of creative liberties. So the premise of the film in this version is meant to feature Matilda, who is sent to Cruncham Hall by her father, who basically got fined by the kind of school inspectors and that. And we do kind of see how Matilda comes face to face with the Trunchbull. And I kind of think Emma Thompson isn't a bad choice for Agatha Trunchbull. But I think, to me at least, I think Pam Ferris will always be the better Trunchbull. Because one, what made Pam Ferris work was that, yeah, she basically knew how to act like the Trunchbull. She knew how to keep her seat in power. I think the problem is when you do have Emma Thompson playing Miss Trunchbull, she just comes across more like her typical over-the-top bad guy roles. And I don't really think Emma Thompson's a bad actress. I just don't think was the right choice for Agatha Trunchbull. And of course, yeah, we do kind of have Matilda also meeting the librarian, Miss Phelps, who also tells her sort of story about a escape artist and a gymnastics. And I kind of think, yeah, there's going to be more truth about the story, and I think the story does come off as a little like a fairy tale-ish story, and it does come across a little bit childish when Matilda's near the end, and it kind of feels like something a sort of college kid wrote. I think for the rest of the film, it still tries to have the heart and soul of Matilda. Like, yeah, Matilda having her powers. You kind of see how Miss Honey does try to keep Trunchbull under control. And yeah, it feels like it's trying to throw things that it doesn't know what to do. I think what made the 1996 one work was that, yeah, when you had the chocolate cake scene, it showed you the Trunchbull was a force to be reckoned with, and used Bruce Bogtrotter as an example of what happens when you cross with her. I think what the 1996 one also got right at, when you had Mara Wilson as Matilda, she actually did wanting things to work, but it wasn't always going to work in her favours. And I think, yeah, when you had Danny DeVito playing Harry Wormwood, he actually felt like that believable crooked salesman and basically knew how to manipulate people and basically showed to have a kind of crooked business. And again, I think the 1996 one took more time with building things up. You kind of saw more time with Matilda going to the library. You actually saw basically Miss Honey and Matilda in the 1996 one going back to Miss Honey's old house, and even seeing how Trunchbull made it into a personalised fortress. I think the problem with the musical one, it comes off like trying to be a musical while still trying to be a little serious. But I think the problem is most of the scenes with Trunchbull do come off as a little cartoony. I think what made Pam Ferris work was that, yeah, she didn't go too cartoony in that one. She actually showed she was a believable threat. And I think, well, Danny DeVito is a good choice for Harry. I also do think, yeah, I do think Stephen Graham does actually look like the book version of Mr. Wormwood. And I think, yeah, wasn't a bad casting choice. I think the problem is, it just feels like it's trying to throw a lot of things in, but not really telling a really good story. Some of the parts just either come off as cartoony, but I think it's still trying to be what I think Matilda wanted to be. I just think the musical comes across like a really pointless film that had no reason to be made. And again, it still tried its best. So I think this film still deserves a thumbs down. Well, not the greatest. You can really tell it's trying to be the heart and soul of the 1996 film, just not knowing what it wanted to do. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.